In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a simple cube and to create a hole in that cube using Autodesk Inventor. So we need to open up a new part. So click right here on New Part. That will open up my work window. Just like with any other part, we need to start a new 2D sketch. I'm going to sketch this on the XY plane. I'm going to do a simple 2-point rectangle. Starting at the origin, I want this cube to be 2 inches, tab by 2 inches, enter. Double click the mouse wheel to recenter my cube. Or my square, excuse me. I'm going to finish sketch, and then I'm going to extrude this cube 2 inches, and I'm going to go in direction 2 because that's my preference. I like to do that. Hit the check. I now have a 2-inch cube. So now I want to make a hole in this cube. In order to make a hole, I first have to draw a point. So I'm going to start a 2D sketch. I'm going to pick the surface that I want to make my hole in. I'm going to make it on this front face right here. So I'm going to start my 2D sketch. Let me do this again. Start 2D sketch right here. Double click my mouse wheel to recenter. Then I'm going to select point. I want to draw a point because Autodesk will recognize points as a place to put a hole. So I'm going to draw my point. I'm just going to click. It's very simple. You just click your left mouse button, and there's your point. So now I'm going to dimension my point to center it in the center of this cube. This cube is 2 inches, so it's going to be 1 inch from the top and 1 inch from the side, and my point is now perfectly centered. Then I'm going to finish sketch. So here's my point, right in the front surface of this cube. Now I click the hole tube, or the hole tool, and I click this point. That's where I want my hole to be. I want my hole to be 1 inch. And I want it to, here's some various things I can say about this hole. I want it to be 1 inch in diameter. Termination of the hole, I want it to go through a distance. I can make it go through the whole object. I can make it go to another object. I can also define the distance. I want this to be 1/2 inch deep. And then I push OK. My drill point, do I want my drill point to be an angle or flat? I want it to be flat right here. There's various things you can do with this hole. You can add different kinds of counterbores, spot face, countersink. You can make the drill point an angle. You can make the drill point flat. We're just going to make it simple, so we're going to make the drill point flat, terminating at a distance of 0.5 inches, and then hit OK. And there's my hole. We use holes to cut into an object rather than drawing a circle and negatively extruding that circle, because a hole, there's more manipulation we can do with a hole. I can add threads to this hole. Right here, click on the hole and say I want to add threads to it. Thread this hole. There we go. I'll show you that later in another video. There's various things you can do with a hole that you can't do to an extrusion. Okay, so that's how you make a hole in Autodesk Inventor.